Stay connected and stay hot with VIT Chennai. Feel the rhythm.
तुम सुनो सबको सुनाओ वॉइस इट वीआईटी रिदम तो फील करो मेरे भाई
வாய்ஸ் இட் VIT சென்னை கூட சேர்ந்து சிரிங்க சிந்திங்க கவலைகளை மறந்து ரிதம் ஃபீல் பண்ணுங்க
వింటూనే ఉండండి వినిపించే వినోదం వాయిస్ ఇట్ ఫ్రమ్ VIT చెన్నై ఫీల్ ద రిథమ్
ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ കേട്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് വോയിസ് VIT ചെന്നൈ ഫീൽ ദ റിതം കാതോർക്കൂ മനസ്സ് നിറയ്ക്കൂ.
Good evening, everyone. This is RJ Niket, and I'm here with the second episode of the Social Media Rewind. On the show, we're going to go together through some of the best tweets, posts, videos shared across all of the social media platforms in the past week. Now, starting off the first section with some of the funniest content that I came across. So, the first of all, this is a video which was uploaded on Instagram. Have a look at this. I mean, just imagine someone doing this. It would be hilarious. You're shopping in a supermarket and you hear this noise. I mean, it's just hilarious. I don't really know what else to say about this. The second post, this was on the same page, and you can check out this page if you want to. It's a great meme page that I came across. That actually my friend suggested to me. But anyway, only real legends know why the student is laughing. And people actually, I don't know how do they come up with this stuff, man. I can't really make such content. I mean, so obviously luck as well, because any student which comes across this book will think about it straight away. And the third one, for the next post, I'll just show this to you for a couple of seconds and let's see whether you get what exactly was shown over here. Your time starts now. If you watch Bollywood movies, then you have to get what was so funny about that. I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it. You can pause the video, think about it. Don't go back, but then just look at it in your mind again and try to think what was so funny about it. I hope you got what was there. You can have a look at it again. Just see the background. It's a scene from probably the most funniest Bollywood movie, Fir Hera Feri, and one of the most amazing actors, Paresh Rawal, playing one of his most memorable roles. Moving on. Again, this is a video that I came across on Instagram. And this is so true. I mean, again, I'm here with the Apple bashing, and yeah, please don't tell me that you can change the tone. Yes, I know that you can change the tone, but I'm just talking about the default tones. Again, you'll say that Android default tone is not this, but then it's not as alarming as the Apple tone. I mean, I don't mean alarming exactly, because yeah, alarm has to be alarming, but then this triggers the flight or fight response in your body. Like, you hear this noise and you think there's some sort of an emergency. I'm talking about the Apple alarm tone, obviously. And the last post that I came about, like, through Instagram. I mean, this post has been doing rounds for a while. If you didn't understand this, if you speak Hindi, then you probably understand what this post is trying to convey. But I'm not really sure about the rest of the Indian languages. So, bananas without B is ananas, and that's basically the Hindi word for pineapple. Now you'll think that why would a Western page put this? Now, fun fact, pineapple is known as ananas in too many languages: French, Italian, Greek, Romanian, and Russian as well, I guess. Arabic. I don't know. There's just too many people. Oh, Dutch as well. And I don't know how. I really want to know how this word came into existence, pineapple. Whereas even in Latin, it was ananas. Interesting thing to find. Like, you learn a lot through social media. I mean, it's a great place to be at. Okay, moving on. Now let's move on to other sources. Twitter. So, I couldn't really find many funny tweets this week. Probably most of the times I'm on Instagram, so that's probably the reason that I didn't find some funny content on Twitter. But then, yeah, this very short tweet was amazing. I mean, how many times have you experienced this? Especially my name. So, my name is Niket, right? Now, a very common name is Aniket. So, usually the Starbucks baristas, they spell it as Aniket, and sometimes even not that, they get the spelling of Aniket wrong as well. I mean, how can you, if you're an Indian barista, how can you get the spelling of Aniket wrong? Now, I read once that they're trained to modify your name and write it in the wrong way on the cup, but it should be funny, so that you take a pic and share it on your social media stories and stuff, and they get free publicity. But they don't even misspell it funnily. I mean, it's just wrong. There's nothing funny about it most of the times. So I think that's just a failed gimmick, if that were correct to say. Oh, and last, Reddit. So now there are a lot of things that you come across on Reddit. You just go to Reddit and you just type in the search bar memes, and there's just too much. Okay, so I'll be sharing just one of the memes that I came across on Reddit. You can see it on your screen. You get new brain wrinkles when you learn something. My brain after ages of online classes, oh, I relate to this so much. The thing is, online classes are good. It's a good concept when you're away from college. But, I mean, even the knowledge delivery is good. But the receptivity, not so great. The thing is, we are just in our comfort of our homes, and it usually doesn't feel like an environment which is meant for hardcore studying like it does in college. In college, you have a routine, you have a classroom. I feel our brain is mentally trained to study properly in such an environment which is meant for study. Now, we think that home is meant for relaxing. Like, we go to college, especially for the hostelers, because we only study in college. Whenever we come home, it's during vacation and it's just to enjoy. So, I mean, just share your thoughts in the comment section below about what are your opinions about online classes. Are they an effective way to go about education or not? Just share your thoughts in the comment below. Now, for the next session, after the short filler that we are going to have next, I'm going to be sharing with you the best video I came across during this entire week. I had saved it for the last, and I'll be talking to you about that and some celebrity tweets and famous page tweets like sports teams and stuff like that. So stay tuned.
Coming up, 2-minute tech tips by RJ Aryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host RJ Aryan. Today I welcome you all to Tech Tips episode number 2. Today we will cover some entertainment related tech tips, specifically for Netflix. So let's dive right in. You're probably bored or alone during this quarantine. Well, the Netflix Party Chrome extension allows you to watch Netflix with your friends at the same time online. It's free to add, it's a Chrome extension. Once all of your friends have added it, whatever you have chosen will play in the main window, and you will have a chat box on the right side where you can chat, send voice notes, whatever. The party host can also pause and rewind the film for everyone whenever a certain interesting conversation arises. Step 2. I'm sure you want to save data in this quarantine since you're probably chewing through it. So here's how you can turn off autoplay and previews in the Netflix app. I'm sure you're tired of Netflix automatically playing previews for titles while you're browsing, or you don't want it to autoplay the next episode in a show you're watching because you might get a spoiler. You can fix it and save a bit of data in the process. First, go to your account, select your profile, scroll down to parental and profile controls, select the profile, scroll down to playback settings, and then turn off autoplay. Save yourself some data and keep your peace of mind. Now, Netflix has no dearth of original films and TV shows, but they do tend to push that original content more frequently than films from, say, Warner Brothers or Disney. Suppose you want to watch Schitt's Creek or Jurassic Park. So if you want to see the Netflix library while filtering out all of the Netflix originals, you can add the No Netflix Originals Chrome extension from the Google Chrome store. If you're someone who is a linguist or someone who's just curious and you want to know how to learn a new language while simultaneously watching your favorite international TV shows, well, I have just the extension for you. The Netflix Language Learning Chrome extension is a must. It's free with some in-app purchases and it allows you to see subtitles in 2 different languages. You can compare the original audio and text with the translation in your favorite language or language of choice. There is also a small pop-up dictionary which can suggest some important words you might want to learn or words which might be salient to the episode or movie at hand. Now, there's some secret codes to unlock some hidden genres in Netflix. While you can pretty easily browse the Netflix genre category for comedy, thriller, action, there exists a pretty intense breakdown of genres within Netflix subsystem. There's extensions such as 52117 for British TV shows, or if you're a crime geek, you can type in 26146 in the title bar in Netflix in Chrome. And there's a whole host of other hidden genres via these encrypted links. You can find them on a website called Collider. Now, Netflix inundates you with recommendations based on your interest. But sometimes scrolling the sea can get repetitive and mundane. You can use the shuffle play feature to watch something which matches your taste without actually having to browse your feed. It's really helpful on a day when you're bored or you're just exhausted and you don't have the mental energy to go through and find a particular 90s action movie. You can just shuffle play and Netflix will do the work for you. So, ladies and gents, this has been my time. I hope you found these tech tips helpful and I'll see you all in the next episode. Stay tuned for more tech tips exclusively on Voice It, the official radio club of VIT Chennai. Peace.
This is RJ Niket. In the next 20 minutes or so, I'll be helping you to get to know what happened in the past week on social media. So why wait? Let's get on with it. Welcome back, everyone. And now for the final post that I'm going to share with you. This is probably the best post that I could find in the last week, that I came across last week. And it's so funny. I don't think it is the funniest post that I found in the last week. It would probably be the funniest post that I came across in the past month. Have a look at this video and I'm pretty sure you'll find this hilarious.
It's so bright, you sigh. You got it to do love is better. 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 You got it to.
I mean, this is just this. I know you agree with me if I tell you that this is one of the most hilarious sporting moments that you've seen. I mean, how do you manage to do that? Like, I understand that you have to pass the baton before a particular line. But even after that, the second girl was questioning the first girl about something, and she was just like, "You run, you go and just run." Oh god, this is so hilarious. I mean, if I was sitting in the audience right over there, I would have burst into such a huge laughter. I mean, I couldn't have controlled myself at all. Like, at all. And now, moving on from all of these memes to some celebrities' tweets and posts. Posts from some big pages, posts from some big sporting teams, etc. Now, the first one is by Crystal West. She is an American writer and comedian, and she tweeted this. So her tweet, you can see a tweet on your screen. I just want to know how many of you all came to know that there is something known as oat milk. This reminds me of one of the stand-up comedy shows that Veer Das had done. He was live on Conan. He was guest appearing on Conan, and he had done this set where he said that one thing that Americans have reached a great height in, like they've achieved a lot in, is inventing different varieties of breakfast cereal. Like they have a complete aisle of breakfast cereal. I remember him saying this. But I just want to know, what is the need? I think they've just gone over the top. What even is oat milk? What is oat milk? Really, it's just too over the top for me. Oat milk in my oatmeal. Damn. That's something. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is a huge sporting moment which happened. If you're listening to this on Friday, you're obviously listening to this on Friday, and it happened on Tuesday night. Well, it happened on Wednesday morning, early morning according to Indian Standard Time, but it was actually the Tuesday night. Now, you've probably guessed what I'm talking about. It's the game, UCL game, Manchester United versus PSG, where Marcus Rashford, once again, scored a miraculous goal just at the end, as he had done a couple of seasons ago at the same venue. Now, many people had just counted on Manchester United, and they really dominated PSG in terms of defense at least. And some of the football pages came up with great posts regarding that. You can see one on your screen right now. It is by VR Football, a very famous post, a very famous page. And they've shown the top two players of United probably in that game, Tuanzebe and AWB, how they stopped Mbappe from becoming a force in the game, a dictator in the game. I mean, they really controlled him and Neymar. And one of my favorites, VR Football just brought back one of the posts from a couple of seasons ago. I remember them posting this even after the first PSG win, like not the first PSG win, but the earlier PSG win, which was in the round of 16, second leg of last to last season. And it is a photo of him as Alex Ferguson, Sir Alex Ferguson, one of the greatest football managers of all time. And I just love the creativity in this. I mean, they came up with a great idea, and you can see that it's well executed. But we have to talk about what Manchester United posted on their own Instagram account. This is a photo of De Gea stopping their ex-player Di Maria, and everyone who follows football knows that Manchester United and Di Maria do not get along. The fans do not get along at all. The fans do not like Di Maria at all. And the caption read, "Big players step up in big moments." I mean, oh my god, this was so planned. I'm pretty sure like the admin had thought about this much before the game. He knew that if something like this happened, he is going to post this. I really feel he had thought about this earlier. Big players step up in the big moments. Oh my god, this is such a huge burn. But props to Di Maria, he's a great player, no doubt. But yeah, I just love this post. I love the creativity in this. So that's it in this section. Next, I'll be talking about some of the general social media updates that the companies have gotten in their applications and websites, what they're doing, what new stuff is coming up. And if you're interested in that, then do stay tuned.
Every Wednesday.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Doomslayer met Thanos? Who the real strongest Avenger is? Can Batman really beat anyone with enough prep time? If you put Gohan and Superboy in a room, who'd win that arm wrestle? Who watches the Watchmen? Even if you haven't, that's okay. I'm here to wonder for you. Watch, or rather, listen, as I pit character against character, analyze their strengths and weaknesses, their weapons and their tools, their raison d'etre, their modus operandi, whether their mom's name is Martha or not. And I'll find out who wins in a fight. Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 to catch me, Junaid, hosting High Noon Showdown. Now draw.
Greetings, VITians. This is RJ Sushita, and you're listening to Voice It, VIT Chennai's first ever radio show. Jack the Ripper, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, H.H. Holmes, Ted Bundy, and Zodiac. These are some of the names of history's most notorious serial killers, and let me tell you something. All of them are going to be there on my show. Yes, you heard it right. I am going to be discussing about history's most famous crimes and criminal conspiracies, giving you the inner crux of every case. Introducing Truth Unveiled, every Saturday from 6 to 6:30 p.m. on Voice It. This is RJ Sushita signing off. Stay happy, stay safe, stay tuned for more updates on Voice It.
This is RJ Niket. I'll be helping you to get to know what happened in the past week on social media. So why wait? Let's get on with it. Now for the last section of today's show, we'll be going through some of the updates that the social media giants are getting on their platforms and what they're doing in general. Now, to start off, Twitter had introduced this feature wherein before retweeting an article, it used to ask its users whether they've read the article or not, and it said that if you haven't, then would you like to open it first? Because there would be some people who just retweet after reading the headline and didn't really make an informed decision while retweeting. So the Twitter Communications Twitter handle came up with some really good insights for us. They revealed that there was more reading among people. So people opened articles 40% more often after seeing the prompt, which is a really good thing. And it also resulted in more informed tweeting, which is a really obvious outcome because, as I said, people may sometimes just retweet after reading the headline without really going through the content. So obviously there was a more informed retweeting going on. And they also shared a statistic which said that people opening articles before retweeting increased by 33%, which is really good. And the last thing they said was some people didn't end up retweeting after opening the article, which is fine because some tweets are best left in drafts. So that's great. It's great to see that Twitter is ensuring that meaningful content is shared and people just don't share blindly, which is really good. And the second thing which I'm not really a huge fan of is that YouTube has launched a new TikTok-like functionality in India. I don't think it's completely launched yet. Some of it is in the beta phase, but let's see. So they have released YouTube Shorts, which is basically like a TikTok clone, wherein you can create short video contents just like you do in TikTok. And it's basically like Instagram Reels You just swipe down, and you just come across relatable videos, like videos related to the channels you follow probably, or the videos that you see. I think that is how it would work. I haven't used it much. And yeah, so that's basically it. Let's see whether it is a hit or a miss. Only time will tell us that. We might get to know within some weeks for sure. But I'm not really a huge fan of it because but my opinion would change probably in the future because it's just like stories. Now, the first social media giant that introduced stories was Snapchat, obviously. But then Instagram came up with stories and they became a huge hit, and everyone uses Instagram stories. So let's see how this turns out to be. And let's hope it is good. That's it for today. So if you did like the content that I shared with you all today, then please do drop in a comment supporting me so that I know that I have done a good job. And if you have any suggestions, please do drop in those as well. Regarding anything, the content or maybe audio or anything like that. If you have any suggestions, please do drop in that as well. And I'll see you in the next week at the same time on Fridays at 6 p.m. And I hope to see you there. Until then, this is RJ Niket signing off.